Howdy, taking a look at some traditional toy artistry today in the form of posters. A while back I took a look at the 3DJoes USS Flagg poster, which I had mounted, and also took a look at some of the amazing books that Carson's put out, Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe. Taking a look at some of his other posters today. I'm going to be cracking this open in just a minute, but before I get to that, I wanted to just mention an option for folks getting some of the larger posters, like the Flagg or the Defiant. Sometimes wall space is at a premium in collection rooms. There's just too many shelves and too much pegboard covering all the walls. So one of the options that you can do is what I've done with my mounted poster here. If you want to get one of these posters and get it mounted on a hard board, or even if you can find a frame to slide it into that's big enough, you can pick up one of these easels at most art supply stores and just stick it on there, pull it out away from the wall. It would actually look really cool if you have a USS Flagg sitting right under it, maybe an ultimate flag with the extra levels underneath. But that's what I'm doing with my mounted Flagg poster right now, because it's just so huge. I don't have much wall space in behind. So the posters I'm going to be looking at today I bought on 3DJoes a couple of weeks ago, and I just checked and they are still currently in stock. Prices are incredible. I haven't opened this up yet, but I'm assuming if it's anything like the Flagg poster I bought a while back, quality is going to be absolutely top notch. And it's really surprising to me that Carson charges as little as he does for these posters, considering the quality of them. They're shipped in a nice, really sturdy mailing tube, so you're not going to get killed on shipping because it's not a giant box for them. And here's how it's quite a few posters I picked up, and they're all nicely rolled up in there, and looks like he's got a piece of paper holding them together, taped on. Carson seems to be a guy who's got a great attention to detail, really cares about what he does, so I'm not at all surprised that the packing of the posters that he ships out has the same amount of care put into it. And the Rolling Thunder actually works as a pretty good paperweight. This is a gigantic poster right here, and a Havoc and a Stun as paperweights on the bottom. Measurements are 28.5 inches by 47 inches, so it's a really, really big one, and it's only $15 if you can believe that. So much bigger than a typical sized wall poster, like a movie poster. But for $15, the quality is absolutely incredible, and the paper quality is actually like a lot thicker than the typical movie posters thickness that you buy at stores or on eBay. Just amazing. So huge. And I'll zoom in here so you can see some of the resolution of this. It is 1-for-1. It's an exact replica of the box art that came with the Defiant. So it hasn't been shrunk, it hasn't been blown up. This is how big the original G.I. Joe Defiant box was back then. So if you can't find a Defiant, maybe you can pin one of these up on your wall, or find a poster frame big enough for it, like this easel. Pop it on an easel. And it's even got the figures, payload, and hardtop in the bottom corner. Also picked up another USS Flagg poster just for the heck of it. This one is 44 inches by 31.5 inches, so it's also bigger than your standard movie poster. This one's also 15 bucks. That's shocking. Huge poster. Same type of really nice, sturdy material. That's so much more rigid and sturdy than almost all movie posters I've ever seen. He's using some really amazing quality paper here. And just as good print quality as the one that I had mounted. Really nice bright colors. I think he's tweaked the the contrast a little bit here, and I think it's an improvement. You got to remember that the original box that this came on wasn't the highest quality photo paper. It was just a box for a toy, basically. They weren't using really super high quality paper. So if Carson's going to be using a higher grade paper for the picture, it makes sense to tweak the colors and the contrast a little bit to bring out some more detail, make it pop a little bit better. Also picked up a Cobra Terrordrome poster, and this one is a standard movie size, 24 inches by 36 inches. This one's $5. Can you believe that? So it's not actually the exact same size as an original Terrordrome box. The Terrordrome box was this big. There's the cutoff right there. But in order to not have it be a smaller than normal poster, what Carson's done here is that he's included, I guess, one of the side panels of the Terrordrome box, added it onto the bottom, and this size is pretty easy to find a movie poster frame for. If you go to your local Walmart, you can usually find a pretty decent cheap frame. They've got the black frames and the plastic covering on them, so it shouldn't be too hard to find frames for the rest of the posters I'm going to be showing off today. But for $5, you're certainly not going to get a Terrordrome box for $5, and a Terrordrome box is going to take up a lot of real estate. So that's really awesome. I've got a Terrordrome. I picked one up some years back, and it's really awesome to have a Terrordrome box art poster to display alongside it now. I really like this one too. It's the 1986 catalog art. I've never seen it this big before. Only seen it in the like the Live the Adventure game box or the little catalogs. And this one is also 36 by 24, also $5. There's the Recon sled, the 86 guys, sci-fi lowlight. And there's you, or the kid everyone wanted to be back in the day. I really like that there's no text on here too. This is just a picture of Joe's moving into action. I guess that might be Cobra Commander right there. Going up against some bats right there, and the resolution of this is really impressive. I guess Carson found the master, like a larger version. I always just assumed that the original was like a small painting. But zooming in really tight here, there's just incredible detail. You can especially tell on the text. There's no blurriness here. It's really impressive. And I don't believe you can find this poster in this size anywhere other than 3DJoes. And then another 36 by 24 poster made of catalog art. This is the 1987 catalog art. And there's the Defiant. There's Carson's favorite, Lieutenant Falcon, Marine Dress Blues Gung Ho, and one of my favorites, Fast Draw, the Mamba, and the Buzzbore. There's old Crocmaster, Cobra Pogo, Law and Order, Chuck Norris. And who are these guys? Is that Crazy Legs? And Psych Out, I believe. So not as much going on with this one, but it sure looks nice in full-size poster format. And this one is also only $5. So those are the 5 that I ordered, and I just noticed there were 2 extras thrown in here. So thank you so much, Carson. I didn't realize you had thrown in a couple of bonuses. Really appreciate that, and I'm going to pay that forward and make sure these get to a local Joe fan who would love to have a checklist. Basically, it's a picture of every single carded Joe figure, both Joes and Cobras, throughout the years, starting with 82, going down to 83, 84, 85, If you always wanted every single Joe figure ever made, well, now you can at least have a picture of every single Joe figure and display them all at the same time. This looks like the later Joes, the 90s Joes. So there's going to be a little bit of neon and a little bit of brighter colors. But whenever I think of the older or the later Joes, I always think, where is that 94 shipwreck? There's a Space Hawk, Star Brigade, Space is the place. Some of the DEF guys. And Sky Patrol. That looks really cool. There are also posters available that feature the carded Joes. They have the card art with the figure beside it. But if you just want a pair of posters with all of the figures, or I'm thinking almost all of the figures from the 80s and 90s, then that's a lot of characters covered in not much real estate. And according to the website, both of these posters are available with and without code names. So if you would prefer to have each one of these have a name under them, maybe you could use them as a very easy checklist. If you're trying to figure out who's who or what accessories figures came with. Vehicle drivers are on there. There's a lift ticket, cross country, AVAC. You could use it as a very quick visual guide instead of having to grab a book off a shelf, flip through it, look up a figure. You can pretty much, not all the accessories are there. Countdown, I think, comes with a little bit more stuff than that. But in terms of a codename checklist, there are versions of this with the code names on them for both the 80s and the 90s. So the two posters are both 24 by 36. Both $5. That's the 80s. That's the 90s one. And they're both also still available on 3DJoes. So if you're interested in picking some of these up, just head over to 3DJoes.com. The link is in the video description here. And use the tabs at the top of the screen to navigate over to the store section. And when you click on store, you'll have the option of either books or posters or desktop wallpaper. And you'll find all these posters in the poster section. Looking forward to seeing what books Carson will have available down the road. His Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe books are the gold standard for G.I. Joe reference artwork books out there. Hoping for a hardcover someday. That would be amazing to have a hardcover. But in the meantime, his foil cover Art of G.I. Joe books are just absolutely astounding. And if there's any way that you can get your hands on them, I know they're hard to find these days, but I highly recommend them. But definitely consider picking up some stuff from 3DJoes. Carson has an awesome website, tons of free resources on there. Look up figures and accessories and vehicle information. That's all free of charge. And the way he runs the website is with the profits off of these posters. So consider doing a good brother a solid and picking up some of these awesome looking posters. The prices are just absolutely incredible. The quality of them is incredible. Craftsmanship, the care and the passion that went into them. It's an incredible deal. It's not like you're even breaking the bank to support 3DJoes. You get so much bang for so few bucks that I can't recommend picking up posters from 3DJoes enough. And be sure to let your friends who are into G.I. Joe know about it too. Spread the word. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Yo Joe!